Long ago, in the land of Canaan, lived Jacob, a man who had been through much, but who had lost his heart most of all to his son Joseph. Because Joseph was the firstborn of his beloved wife Rachel, he held a special place in Jacob's life. That was clear to everyone. Jacob gave him a magnificent, multicolored coat, so finely woven that the colors seemed to dance in the sunlight. To his brothers, this was not a sign of love, but of envy. In their eyes, Joseph was the favorite, the child who was always placed above them. Their jealousy grew heavier to bear with each passing day. Joseph also had dreams that set him apart. He dreamed of sheaves of grain bowing down to his sheaf, and of the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowing down before him. His brothers could no longer bear it. "Do you really think you will rule over us?" they asked mockingly, but in their hearts anger boiled. The dreams only deepened their distrust and distance. One day, Jacob sent Joseph to the fields where his brothers were tending the flock far from home. When the brothers saw him coming from a distance, his multicolored coat fluttering in the wind, they seized their chance. They tore off his coat and threw him into an empty well. While Joseph called out from the dark depths below, they cold-bloodedly deliberated about his fate. Some wanted to kill him, but Reuben, the eldest, hoped to save him later. However, the situation took a different turn when a caravan of Ishmaelite merchants approached, laden with spices. Judah said, "Let's sell him, then we won't be guilty of his blood." And so it happened. Joseph was sold for 20 pieces of silver and taken away to Egypt, a strange land of pyramids, palaces, and unfamiliar gods. The brothers dipped Joseph's coat in goat's blood and brought it to Jacob. When he saw the coat, his heart broke. He mourned as if he would never see light again. In Egypt, Joseph was sold to Potiphar, a high official of Pharaoh. Despite his pain and loneliness, Joseph worked with great dedication. His wisdom and reliability quickly made him rise in esteem, and soon Potiphar entrusted him with the management of his entire household. But Potiphar's wife cast longing glances at him. When Joseph refused her advances, she falsely accused him. Potiphar, consumed by anger but also by doubt, had Joseph thrown into prison. There, in the darkness of a dungeon, an unexpected rise began once again. The prison warden noticed Joseph's talents and entrusted him with the care of the other prisoners. 2 of them, Pharaoh's cupbearer and baker, had disturbing dreams one night. Joseph listened and interpreted the dreams. The cupbearer would be restored to his position. The baker would die. The predictions came true, and as the cupbearer returned to the palace, he promised to remember Joseph. But as soon as he was serving wine to Pharaoh again, he forgot about Joseph. For 2 long years, until one day, Pharaoh himself had dreams that no one could interpret. In one dream, 7 fat cows were devoured by 7 scrawny cows. In the other, 7 withered ears of grain swallowed up 7 healthy ears. Then the cupbearer finally remembered Joseph and spoke of the Hebrew young man who had interpreted his dream. Joseph was quickly brought out of prison, washed, shaved, and dressed in fine linen robes. Standing before Pharaoh, he explained the dreams with calm confidence. Egypt would have 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine. He advised storing food during the good years so that the people would survive during the bad ones. Pharaoh was so impressed by Joseph's wisdom that he elevated him to viceroy of Egypt, second only to himself. Joseph was given an Egyptian name, a wife, and a place of great honor. Under his leadership, the granaries filled up during the 7 years of abundance, so that Egypt was prepared when the famine struck. Far beyond Egypt, in Canaan, the famine also affected Jacob's family. Jacob sent his sons to Egypt to buy grain, all the sons except Benjamin. When they entered the palace and bowed before the powerful Egyptian official, they did not realize it was their brother Joseph. But Joseph recognized them immediately, and his old dreams came true. He kept his identity hidden to see if his brothers had changed. He subjected them to various tests, kept Simeon behind, and demanded that they bring Benjamin, his only full brother, to Egypt. When Benjamin finally came and Joseph saw that his brothers protected him instead of selling him, something broke inside him. His heart burst open and he could no longer contain his emotions. He had everyone leave the room and wept loudly. "I am Joseph," he cried. "Is my father still alive?" His brothers froze in fear, but Joseph spoke gently. "You intended to harm me, but God turned it to good, so that many lives would be saved." He embraced his brothers, wept with them, and sent them back to fetch Jacob. When Jacob heard the news that Joseph was alive, he couldn't believe it at first, but his heart came back to life. He traveled to Egypt, where he was finally able to embrace his son again. The family settled in the land of Goshen, where they lived under Joseph's protection. Years passed. Jacob died at an old age, surrounded by his children, and Joseph continued to care for him with love and kindness. In his own old age, Joseph spoke about the future and said that God would one day bring his people back to Canaan. He asked that his bones be taken along then, as a sign of faithfulness and hope. And so Joseph's story, which began in jealousy and betrayal, ended in reconciliation, wisdom, and a faith that would carry on for generations. Do you think this is a good story? Then give this video a like and subscribe for more Bible stories like this one. God bless you.